Hello. This week it's going to be a compilation episode because we had a bit too much clips backed up. They didn't quite make the edit. It's still quite good, not much gym talk, but there's some camera malfunctions and some bits that didn't quite fit. So I decided to put them all together. So I hope you enjoy it. Of course, that means there's no real intro, so I'm just going to stare blankly into the camera for about 20 seconds. Enjoy the show. Yeah, I think a good checkpoint to check in. Yeah, yawning and etc.
Yeah.
Figure out what to do. Some other things. We do this from time to time. Feels like 200 is the way to go. Just some analytics.
Okay.
From our YouTube, which I find quite funny. One new thing that I haven't seen before is traffic we've received from other videos.
Okay.
So you're watching, a video and we pop up and someone's clicked on it.
Okay.
So one of them was 3 true scary when friendships go wrong stories. so someone's watching when friendship goes wrong, and then chilies. Another one is no remorse. The FBI files. Sounds quite serial killery.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Maybe we trigger. And the other one is 70 years after doctors said her baby died, this old woman received a life-changing phone call. And then it cuts to us laughing about it, I guess. Shot in the face with a shotgun. So I thought it was quite interesting. We don't get much traffic, but it's nice to maybe get some traffic from there.
Yeah.
The other one that I found quite interesting was we don't promote, something going to try and change, as always has been said. But we don't promote that much. So it's interesting how people find us. The top the top 4 search terms to who people have entered and found us is Prince Andrew.
Oh.
And it's not like that video's got loads of views.
Yeah.
It's got more views than our average video. But this has been in the last 28 days. And I checked it. Prince Andrew was December.
Yeah.
So still the most traffic we're getting.
Ago. Yeah.
And again, we don't really talk about current events, etc.
Yeah.
And I think
we don't talk about the stuff
really
that everyone else is covering because it's like.
Well, I think it's not that interesting. Or it's usually people reacting. There was a thing Joe Rogan's got attention for recently because he said he made quite he did a little bit of a mini rant over video games.
Yeah.
Because he's been addicted to video games in the past, and he's basically said that if you play video games for 3 years, you've got nothing to show for it. If you did jiu-jitsu for 3 years, you'd have something to show for it. He's not, but in new terms, if you played video games for 3 years, you can be very successful. As successful as you could be at jiu-jitsu. It's just a weird economy of gaming is that you get donations.
Yeah.
And people do that, and then they get sponsors, and then they get all that kind of stuff. So it was just more like he doesn't really do video games, so maybe he doesn't know about that world.
Yeah.
But just what would you want me to comment on that about? Like, people have misinterpreted what he said.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't get that whole drama, and we don't really do much celebrity stuff.
No,
there's not much, and again, it's because we don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, what's Logan Paul doing? I don't know. Like, he's a stupid kid. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope he gets better. Okay. That's us done.
Yeah.
We're not really into what do you think he said about this? Or
people get really passionate about Logan Paul.
Yeah, well,
I hate Logan Paul.
Well, with all those kind of things, Instagrammy stuff, it's just not something that we really do.
No.
So maybe it's time that we start investing in the Kim Kardashian experience.
Oh God.
I don't think so.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just but I think that's how you get views, or that's how you get these search term things, is by covering the stuff that Google Trends is doing.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I think the most that we do, on average, is a week in advance we record. And I don't think that's a big negative. No. It's just, we talk about something a week ago, it's already kind of covered.
Yeah.
I could argue we should do 2 weeks, but that would make it less in kind of contact. So
yeah. It's because you only really need to record on the day or day before or whatever if you're a reactionary kind of group, but if no one else is talking about the articles that we're covering, then it doesn't matter.
But I don't want to. The normal threads don't interest me.
No,
it's a woman got shot in the face and lived.
Yeah.
Then her husband shot himself in the face.
Yeah.
And he lived.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get back together again.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a feel-good story.
And Saddam Hussein's been dead for a long time now. And it's like, well, no, let's still talk about
He's
him.
still a prankster.
Yeah.
He's still got his
Scamp.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, I found that was quite funny. And then we had, I think Sophie Ellis Bextor was one of them. Because I think there was something about her song On the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
In one of them. And the title was Sophie Ellis Bextor. They watched it for 1 minute, 7 seconds until they realised this isn't anything to do with Sophie Ellis Bextor. Everyone else, the average watch time is 0.0. Ooh. So they found... What I like about that is there's 4 Prince Andrew ones. The first one watched us for 0.3 minutes. Or hours, 0.3 hours they watched. And we're like, okay. But then they searched for another Prince Andrew thing, and maybe they found us again and went, oh, not this again, 0.0.
Yeah.
They did that 4 times. Violent Baptism, still up there.
Yeah.
It's one of the best, apparently, one of the big searches. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We said last week that looking at promoting stuff, I think I figured out a new way of doing it. It's just because of the way that we changed how we do the production side of the podcast, I started to think of ways to make it more efficient, and I'm not that smart. So, like, I was like, well, while I'm doing the editing of the episode, I could do the highlights and the stingers and everything. Meanwhile, you've got, like, it's just too much at once. So you'd be like, do the full edit, export it, or whatever it is, then watch it, make notes for the highlights, then edit those.
Christ.
Then do that. Well, that's what I used to do before.
Yeah.
Just you did the edit and then I do that. But I think that's the better way to do it. Is to, just treat it as a whole process. So we try and organise it a little bit more that way. I think, because then it'll be a bit more... Because that's process before of, having the finished product to make notes about and zip back and forth makes sense. But doing it in the editing room can sometimes be a bit, sort out some other things. But promotion, figure out more promotion. Oh, something I did think of. It was a thought that I was going to do for today. But try and get to know, try and have a theme. I think we talked about this before, right? Have a theme for each episode.
Okay.
As in, like, we've done the Yahoo Answers before.
Yeah.
But I think if we've encountered a question that week, that question becomes the theme of the show. So, like, why? And then, because we do references, we like references and jokes and assigning something to an ongoing storyline. Yeah. Can have, like, if the question was something about why are you growing chilies on your shelf, that gives us one extra thing to work with.
Can that not be a whole episode?
Well, it depends if you then go to eat it and then it turns out it's actually strawberries or something.
That'd be weird.
A Florida woman has been charged with shooting to death a 22-year-old Burger King employee after she complained that her order was taking too long.
Well, it's only going to take longer now, isn't it?
It's not going to speed it up. You wanted it with no cheese. We have to cook it. Bang!
Yeah.
Well, now, no, miscommunication. You're like the NHS. You have to tell a new employee what you ordered. Well, it was good. That was all that one was.
That's... All right.
Separately, a woman has been seriously... Sorry, it's very warm. So I think
its concentration is like...
Yeah, I'm burning through as well for time. But, so I think this one requires a breath.
Okay.
So we've had Florida woman, we've had that. Okay, right, get into the zone. A woman has been seriously injured by a whale while out swimming in Australia.
Oh, God. What?
She was just swimming in the sea and a whale smashed her in the face. Fuck off. I think there was... I'll go through it. A 29-year-old is in a serious and stable condition. She's stable, but she was hit by a whale.
Got a big tail print on her face.
The incident happened at Ningaloo Reef in Western Australia over the weekend. Another woman was also injured after being struck by the animal, according to police, so there was a few people around. The Western Australia police spokesperson told The Independent 2 women were hit by a whale. Thanks, mate. Cheers for clearing that up. What have the police got to say? Well, 2 women were hit by a fucking whale. Write that down. While swimming next to a tour vessel. So I'm assuming it's like a ferry, like a tour of the reef.
Yeah.
And you're swimming beside it or surfing beside it or wake or whatever.
Well, I've seen videos on YouTube of people kayaking and stuff around areas where whales are breaching.
Yeah,
it's like don't do that.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
Don't do it because like they don't mean anything by it.
Yeah,
but they're wider than your kayak, and they will just kind of breach and fall onto you, all like 500 tons of them.
Well, why would you be swimming next to a tour vessel? I mean, say you went on what they call the cruises.
Yeah,
they've got swimming pools in it.
It's a thing. It's like swim with the whales.
You try it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
like I think there's a there could be a thing.
Cages. Like whales aren't really dangerous in that respect. They're not considered dangerous.
Yeah,
they don't
with
hunt
sharks.
you.
Swimming with whales.
Even killer whales. Like I wouldn't swim with them, but they don't hunt you.
Apparently, as well, at least one of them. There was no comment about the second woman. Like she's lost. Like no one knows anything what's going on. So maybe she's still being treated or something. But I think with the first one, she was definitely hit by the tail. And you go, I was trying to think of like how it would have happened. Yeah. And you go, well, it was either up or down, and both of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like it was either you're swimming and then you're in the sky. Like it's come up underneath you and flipped you like killer whales do.
Yeah.
Or it just suddenly became nighttime.
Yeah.
As you were swimming. And you smack.
Well, I don't get firstly, there is something about whales that I think is that generally people don't understand from looking at them, and it's such a stupid thing, but it's like all the documentaries and everything that we have on like sea life and particularly whales, they're all swimming in slow motion. Like,
oh really? Okay,
it's all slowed down, so you have this idea of this big lumbering thing, and like I had that for years, and I saw one swimming, and I was like, that thing is fucking bolting it, like. So like you don't you have, I guess you'd have this idea of being like, well, it's coming down, I'll just get out of the way of that.
I'll just casually sidestep until I'm free.
But it's like, no, it has to move fast enough to propel 500 tons through the water. So it's clearly not like just a leisurely like like
it's intense.
It's I think there's a lot of animals that are like that. It's just that if we're often I think with sea creatures you're told like it's moving at a rate of 30 knots. It's like, I don't know what that means, but if you say cheetahs is running 60 miles an hour, you can watch it run in slow motion, but it's like that's going to 60 miles an hour. With a whale, like
there's a classic misunderstanding between the underwater world and the mass of it.
Just years of misinformation. But I've seen people kayaking around breaching whales, and I'm just like, but the whales landing on one, and they're just making a lucky escape. It's like this.
I never got the whole whale or sea life thing. Like, say people like to go see whales.
Oh, right? I fucking.
So I reckon if I was there and it was offered, I'd jump at the chance.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't go somewhere to do it.
No,
you know what I mean,
I love the idea of with whales in particular. I want to see something that big, and it is just that childish. Like, but I want to see something that dwarfs me that much. People are saying like, oh, they're the length of a swimming pool. It's like, you can see a swimming pool. You still can't really imagine how big.
You can't imagine the eye of a swimming pool looking at you and be like, I'm gonna kick you with my tail. Get out of the way. Yeah, I'm not being paid for this tour. Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but blubber lives matter.
Yeah, no, that is something I would definitely hunt out. I've
hunt out those whales.
I've thought I've all like the wildlife shows and like all of that stuff. Like I can't count how many times I've watched Blue Planet like end to end. Like I absolutely love that shit.
Yeah. I'm a fan of it. It's just I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. I'd be like, oh, it's here. Yeah, sure, let's do it. That kind of thing. Anyway, from the sea to the sky.
Hit with a whale. Moving on.
Yeah, we think she's going to live.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't understand this article, so I've copied the whole thing in just so we can digest it and figure out what happened.
Okay.
Multiple people have been injured when 3 hot air balloons crashed in Wyoming. So I can understand 2 balloons colliding by accident. You don't see what's happening. But 3, it feels like one's like, I can't look away. And you're going, we're going to die. I can't look, I want to be a part of this. And so 3 of them have crashed. I don't know whether they collided, but they all crashed. And I think there's something that I'm missing about hot air balloon piloting. The only thing I can think of from this article is 3 were piloted by the same guy. Maybe it's possible, right? Rope.
With one rope that pulled everything.
Yeah. But we'll go through.
Because, well, like, even if so with a hot air balloon, like, you classically can't control the direction.
Right.
But you can control the altitude.
Yeah. Up and down. Well, again, more confusion as it goes in. The extent of the injuries hasn't been made public. It's a secret balloon injury. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the incident or how many people were hurt, but authorities said the balloons were found across a section of land that was less than half a mile. They all crashed quite close together. Clint Phillips, a Texas resident who was in one of the balloons, told Jackson Hole and News Guide that his balloon was carrying 20 people. And that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a really big balloon. I don't know. When it began lifting us up and slamming us back down again. Again, that makes no sense to me. I can get going up.
How do you
But
slam?
what the hell is slamming you down? Yeah. If you're in the air, at least. Maybe they weren't in the air. Maybe they were on the ground and it was jolting up and then bang.
Right, okay.
Maybe. That could make sense.
It's because you've got 20 people.
But no, then he goes on to say, I couldn't believe how beautiful everything was. So he had a moment of like a beautiful view. So he's probably in the sky.
So just every time he goes above the trees, like, oh, smash. Smash.
And then we were in hell in a few minutes later. So I don't understand what's going on with this. A 12-year-old boy who was in another balloon with his family told the newspaper that the captain fell out while they remained in the basket. Okay, well, that could explain something.
Okay.
But not 3. One captain falls out of one balloon. Okay, whatever happened there. Yeah. Something weird, turbulence, wrong footing.
That is an amazing prank.
Jump out of a balloon.
Harness yourself in. Pretend to fall out. Leaving a family in there. Like, I'm the dad. I need to take charge.
The balloon going up was normal, but the slamming down was the captain going, help, help. Fucking guy keeps pulling on the cord. We bounced and went back up in the air by ourselves, he told this 12-year-old boy, telling the News and Guide, adding that other people were on the ground, hurt. I don't understand what's happened. The Sheriff's Office said the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration are investigating.
We're just ignoring the third balloon.
Yeah. There was a picture of 2 of them really close and the third one was out of shot or something. But yeah, the only thing I can think of is one captain was captaining 3 balloons.
Yeah.
He fell out. Something
and just
happened.
tight roping between them.
Just hopscotching his way.
Yeah.
Around all the balloons. 20 people in a balloon. That's crazy.
Mm.
But it probably happens. If you can get... I mean, my understanding of a hot air balloon is like 4 people.
Yeah.
In a small basket. But more air, bigger basket, I guess, is obviously makes sense still.
Yeah.
Just more dangerous. But 3 of them, maybe it was one balloon. No, because that would be one big balloon.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, a bunch of people got injured
from the same place and colliding.
Maybe.
Which seems stupid to me.
But then again, if they collided, it would have to be 3 people colliding, and I don't understand that.
Mm.
I can understand one car hitting another car, but I can't understand another car joining in. You know what I mean? And for the lols, it's just the sky. You're going to be far apart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say that they crashed and careered into something else.
No.
Yeah. Have you covered this one? I don't find this particularly funny, but it's one of those, well, we should cover it. After a severe sepsis infection caused the loss of his dick, a 45-year-old man has become the first to have a new bionic penis on his arm. His dick fell off.
So he put one on his arm?
Yeah. Doctors did.
Right.
The NHS did.
Yeah.
Grab him a new one, put him on his arm.
We've had thoughts about the design of people. Yeah. And we think
fisting is becoming aggressively popular.
Yeah.
Why not add a dick?
You can check the watch and have a wank at the same time.
Yeah. So like they do this
time
with
yourself.
They do this with lots of body parts.
So they grow it on a part of you and then remove it and attach it where it's meant to be.
Yeah, like
growing the ear on the back of the mouse.
Yeah, like they build it they connect it to a blood supply for it to get used to life.
Grow.
Yeah. And then they transplant it from your arm to something else.
Walking around for weeks with a dick on your arm. It's slowly getting bigger.
Malcolm MacDonald, a mechanic from Norfolk, was due to have the new appendage attached to his genitals in 2018, but in a series of delays resulted in having it on his arm for 4 years. The new penis was created by Professor David Ralph. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Ralph.
It just sounds like a bollocks name. You're a professor, right? Oh, yeah. What's your name? David Ralph. You're a doctor? Yeah. I'll put a dick on your arm. Yeah.
I'll put a dick anywhere.
McDonald said he was elated to have a chance at a new start and hoped it would boost his self-confidence, having a dick on his arm, as well as enable him
more confident.
Yeah. I'm not shy, obviously. And he lost his penis after struggling with a perineum infection, which spread to his extremities, and he was left completely gutted after his dick fell off. That's a quote. Yeah. He was left, in quotes, completely gutted after his appendage, in quotes, dropped off onto the floor. Oh, gutted.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm gutted, mate. I'm so like how you were with people were with the Phantom Menace. Like, I thought it was going to be way better than that. No.
Disappointing.
Gutted, mate. Mate, he's well gutted. Dick fell off. But, I think the reason it came up in the news recently is because due to the pandemic, like, hospitals aren't as available to do surgeries, so they've had to,
they just get random guys in the street to put a dick on your arm.
Dr. Ralph. Dr. David Ralph. But so I guess less emergency surgeries are being done now, which kind of makes sense with
4 years though.
Yeah,
4 years overdue.
Years of a dick on the
quite
arm.
like it here.
Seems alright about it. He's called it Jimmy.
Oh right.
So he made it bigger as well. He was like, "Can you put a couple more inches on it?" Dr. Ralph was like, "Sure." Dr. Ralph. I'll go through some other real quick. Oh yeah, there was one. I don't know how much. It's not that funny, but I found it quite funny. So there's a passenger on a plane. She was too warm, so she opened up the emergency door and climbed on the wing. Bit warm in here. It was on the tarmac.
Okay,
but
still,
I didn't realise that at first.
Yeah.
Get out. It's much better.
Okay. He's lucky because I was falling asleep.
It's giving me a bit of joie de vivre.
Yeah.
But just being so hot that you just climb out of a plane. And she's being charged a lot of money, I think is the main thing. Because there's lots of you can't just open up emergency exits. Even in shopping centres, you're not supposed to.
Lots of very sensible safety rules in place.
Stupid, don't open your doors rule on a plane.
Yeah.
But it's weird, isn't it? I reckon, judging by The Dark Knight Rises, you could be in a plane that's open in the sky and it's not that windy. Which I kind of believe, right? Because there's less air resistance, probably less wind.
Yeah.
It's a bit breezy for a while, but that's the pressure equalising, isn't it?
I was wondering about how all that works. Maybe it's just because they don't fly that high before they open, but those military jets that they all parachute out the back of.
Yeah.
That's just a big hatch and they all just dive out. But apparently, I guess commercial planes fly a lot higher.
Maybe, and then sometimes they have oxygen on them.
Yeah.
The wind's going behind them, isn't it? So I guess it's not as much. And it's thinner air, isn't it? Oh, have you watched... It's a weird series, but maybe that's what series are now. Away?
No.
It's the sequel to Home and Away. Now it's just your home's gone. No. It's a Netflix astronaut series.
I saw a trailer for it, something about fire in space.
Yeah, it's not really that good. It was just kind of interesting, but it's really gossipy, and I can never get around that. It's like, oh, well, do you fancy Rebecca? No.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, and
don't give a fuck about. We're in space.
Exactly. So much of it, it's like a soap. It's still like it's not terrible. It's and my opinion doesn't really mean that much. But when I was watching, I was like, this could be quite interesting. But instead, it's like, oh, the grumpy Russian. He's got some pretty un-PC views. It's like
he's always punching down.
Yeah, well done. I'm sure it's a creative premise. Oh, the man needs his wife, but now his wife is a hero astronaut. So struggles. It's just it just felt like it was a bit of a letdown. Wasn't
no, it's not for me.
No. Did you watch The Last Kingdom? I've recommended it a few times. I think.
No.
Starting to watch it again. That's still really good.
Watching it again.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what
I don't watch it once.
You watched Fargo in the end.
I did.
That's coming out again.
It took me a year. Oh, great. So I'll see it in a couple of years.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks, I think, is coming in the new season. That should be good. Apparently, they've only just stopped filming. I don't know how true that is. Someone said it.
How are they? They've only just stopped filming, but they're bringing it out in a few weeks.
Yeah. And then it was meant to be brought out in April.
I was thinking about that. Like, the turnaround time for shows at the minute must be fucking mental for post-production. Like, well, for all the production. But it's like because they won't have been able to film a lot of them for months.
Yeah, or I think there was some that like signed waivers to continue filming stuff.
Yeah.
I think some Brad Pitty stuff or something like that had that keep going on.
I know there's some soap operas, I think it was the Australian ones, like shot with like forced perspective, so the actors could stand like 30 feet apart.
Hello, neighbours.
Yeah,
fucking miles away.
Yeah. Neighbour.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah,
but yeah,
whatever works.
Great show.
But it's like, just turn the whole fucking soap opera thing into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, it's a challenge, isn't it? I guess writers. Did writers' strike affect soaps? Probably not. Obviously, it affected a lot of shows.
No, because it was only in America.
Yeah.
And we don't have any American soaps. I guess it would have in the States, but not over here. Didn't affect any of our shows or anyone else's shows. It was just American shows. But because that's all I watched at the time, I couldn't watch anything.
Yeah. Which I think I don't know how normal that is, because you speak to a few people and they have no idea. Like if I speak to stand-up with people, there's a lot of English stand-ups I like, a lot of British stand-ups, but there's also American stand-ups that I like. But then I'm like, who's Louis C.K.? You're like, you'll probably like him.
Yeah,
you should. If anything, I'm jealous. Go discover these people.
Yeah, that is quite cool. But
it's how plugged into the internet we are, I guess.
Well, even then, it's like everybody's got Netflix.
It's true. Well, if you think about when we were at uni, there was no Netflix or anything like that. But we used to use the internet for our own means.
Yeah,
more complicated things, and it's like now it's like you can still do that, but there's YouTube. I mean, YouTube only just came out, I think, when I went to uni. It's a relatively young thing, same as Facebook. You go like, now it should be like, everybody's. But then they say stand-up comedians are saying this, they're getting more publicity through stuff like TikTok.
Yeah.
Like they're just putting stand-up bits on there. Yeah. And like these kids are seeing it and experiencing it.
Because any stand-up on YouTube and stuff, like if you're looking for stand-up, you just get like late night show spots.
Yeah.
Which is like, this is fucking pointless. Like, this is the exact reason we started watching YouTube, because we're sick of watching this shit all the time.
Conan's good. I like Conan.
I like Conan. I'm fucking sick of James Corden.
I never liked him.
Just everywhere. Like, and Jimmy Kimmel is just a self-righteous piece of shit these days. Like, I just can't.
To be fair, he had a whole thing about ruining Christmas for your kids or something.
Yeah, like
that was alright.
That was like
that's the only thing I really know.
Little bits like that. And, but then he's
Matt Damon.
The Matt Damon bit was really good, and that's the thing. He had those, and then, but it's like every fucking TV show personality since 2016. It's all just been fucking Orange Man bad, and I know everything about politics, and it's just fucking boring. it's just fucking dull. I don't want to watch Jimmy Kimmel crying, like literally crying about politics. Like I don't care. Get off YouTube.
YouTube's not for you.
Yeah. Because now I'm searching for shit, and I'm just getting that crap all the time.
If you get a good guest, sometimes it's good. But there's nothing like a standouty.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where the most creativity is happening. There's probably a time when it was, where people are like, this is my moment, I'm going to make the most of it.
Yeah, but now
it
it's
feels
like,
more like a
no,
press
this
tour.
isn't how you make it anymore.
Yeah.
This is a broken system, and you're just trying to keep it alive any way you can.
YouTube is for watching people shoot themselves.
Yeah.
That's TikTok.
And
Politicians.
scroll past that.
like favorite. Matt, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of it. Oh, there was a small headline, but my computer doesn't want to do it. Some kind of supermassive alien black hole has started making noises for some reason. Astronomers have detected a gravitational wave from a black hole so massive that existing theories suggest it shouldn't actually exist. It's making gravitational waves.
So it were just a little.
Probably fine.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't exist. So what are you worried about?
Yeah. Well,
it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
It does.
And it's terrifying. It's waving at us.
Yeah. Hello.
It's got gravity.
Yeah. It's social distance.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Shush. Yeah. It's fine. You're going to be fine. So yeah, just if you see a unexistible, huge black hole waving at you with gravity, just let it go by. Don't try and anger it.
Massive black holes. Always punching down.
Yeah, waving at us. Bastards. But yeah, that's me this week.
All right. A couple of articles. A Lincoln man. Is there a Lincoln in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that Lincoln. It's another one. Lincoln man pleads to city council stop using the term boneless chicken wings.
Oh yeah. I didn't read it, but I saw the headline.
Yeah. He said,
Stop it!
He said, we've been casually ignoring a problem that has gotten so out of control that our children are casually throwing around names and words without even understanding their true meaning. Nothing in a boneless chicken wing actually comes from the wing of a chicken. Our children are being raised to be afraid of bone-in meat, he said. We need to teach them that the wing of a chicken is from a chicken and it's delicious.
Okay.
Other names he's proposed are buffalo-style chicken tenders, wet tenders, saucy nugs, or trash.
Eat some trash.
Yeah.
So he's just upset that they're defining the meat wrong, as it in terms of this isn't chicken
such
wing
thing
meat.
as a boneless chicken wing. If you
have a chicken wing and you take the bone out,
yeah,
and then you batter it or whatever,
but
and fry it.
how everyone else sells it isn't like that. It's recomposed. Yeah. It's like our
chicken nuggets,
like we had, chicken nuggets, turkey Twizzlers, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I actually happened to watch. There's a video of him presenting to the council, and it's actually all tongue in cheek. Like, I'm here to completely waste your time, which makes it even better because the guy and behind him, as he's talking about it, starts laughing, and he's like, "Can you please?"
I have my rights.
And there's like a whole council of people, but because it's just a city council meeting and nobody cares, there's like 3 people in the audience, and this guy with the long hair and the big douchey tie on gets to talk about chicken wings.
I just love chicken wings.
Yeah.
Not real wings.
Yeah.
I'm going to order a load of wings soon, actually, because they're becoming rarer and rarer.
Chicken wings?
Yeah.
I'll just go to Aldi. Loads of them. Get big trays of them.
Maybe not this one. Maybe I haven't been to your one. But the supermarkets I've popped into, there's just not that much going on. I guess because of everyone's having these Corona parties, barbecues or whatever. But there's a butcher I used a while ago when Big Frank, after that butcher gave me that human meat.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know about that. I'd tried this one. And the chicken sausages were good. So I tried those.
Still,
I couldn't have it in bread. That's the only thing. When I'm looking back at it, I was like, I could order them again.
But you wouldn't have it on a bun?
I don't think so. You mean obviously you could, but I just liked them as a meat snack.
I'll have to try it.
It was much better than I thought it was going to be.
I've been making jerky recently. I could try. I could eat a chicken sausage. What?
How are you making jerky, Steve?
We got a dehydrator.
Did you? Well, you're growing your chilies.
It's to preserve stuff. It's when we started growing loads of shit. Just we can't eat it all at once.
Yeah, I mean, I just never trusted it with just because, like, if you look at some jerky helping cooking things, it's just a light bulb in a box, and it's just hang this in this box that's kind of warm.
Yeah.
And it will be fine. And you just go like, I don't know, just feels a bit weird.
Well, I've had
loads of salt.
3 batches now, and I'm fine.
You've survived.
Yeah. And I've never felt bad from it. It does heat it up.
Well, how long did you keep it? Because that's the question.
Well, that's like with the recipes that I
mean to hang it for a month.
No,
that's what I mean. That's what feels weird. Is you're just going to hang
dehydrate
this room for a month.
It was like, I don't know, 65 degrees, something boring. And it was like 4 hours, between 4 and 5 hours, in this like little, very low temperature oven, essentially. And then it's
like a smoky barbecue, really.
It's dried out, and you've marinated it. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's.
Yeah, the issue I had was hang it for 28 days. You'd be like, I don't want to put this steak in a wooden box for 28 days. And
that is apparently biltong, which is like the South African one.
Yeah.
Where they marinate it with vinegar, which apparently kills off all that bacteria shit, and then they cure that at like room temperature.
Yeah,
it's like 20 degrees, and it's just like. Yeah, that is
some delicious stuff.
Yeah,
I love
really
biltong,
good.
But like, it's I looked into it as well. It's just like, this just feels odd.
But jerky, really easy to make. Yeah.
Don't know.
It's good. It's good.
Chicken sausages. Eh?
Well, I'll definitely give it a try. But
there was zebra meat as well. I looked into this.
Zebra.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Out of stock at the moment. But it was one of those things I've been looking for a while because I love wings. I love hot sauces and stuff. But I should probably start. My point in life now is just on every week I'll just make a load of chicken wings with a new hot sauce and I'll be like, this is my life. But it's been harder and harder to come by.
Yeah.
It's like, if I ordered chicken wings every week, I could then try zebra one week, alligator burgers, I think they do.
Yeah.
All the the usual elk and stuff like that. But it'd be interesting to
that'd be cool.
Do that. As a random cook something with different meats.
We can always get wings. I've never seen. I don't know where you get the other stuff, but I know you get like speciality butchers and stuff.
Yeah, and then like butchers are usually like dog friendly as well. So get like chicken feet?
Yeah.
Mass and dogs love them. Honey's a big
knuckles,
fan.
like cows get pigs' knuckles and stuff like that. A man in Kentucky has been arrested for trying to sell a 4-year-old child at a petrol station for $2,500.
Do you want this kid? Fucking sick of this kid. I'd rather have $2,500. Is it your kid? Could be. I wouldn't be surprised if someone was selling their own child.
Yeah, it is quite sad. The man and the child's mother were arrested for trafficking after trying to sell the child to pay for meth.
Son, there's a point in every young man's life where he becomes about as valuable as meth.
Yeah.
You've reached this point.
$2,500 worth of meth.
It's a lot of meth. It's a good amount of meth.
It'll last us till next week.
Yeah, you've done well. If anything, it's fine. But Daddy wants some meth.
Yeah.
You kid. But the thing is that I'm sure there's some people who would just buy a child for $2,500, and maybe Good Samaritans. Not necessarily for like a negative thing. They'd be like, we're looking for children, whatever.
Yeah, but then those same people could be like, well, I'll call the police and they'll just take the child for nothing.
Bargain.
Yeah.
I've heard of a discount going. Yeah, but I want meth.
Yeah. It's like...
There's a level of science to meth that sounds weird for like the people who stereotypically do meth.
Yeah.
Like with weed, you go like people grow it in a garden. It's like, hey man.
Yeah.
You kind of go, okay, it's kind of accessible. But this is like someone's cooked it in a beaker. Who's friends with a scientist? It's like this seems like a level of education that's gone on with that, and a level of social responsibility, social interaction with somebody.
Yeah.
Who's made it. Obviously, anyone can make stuff if you're giving them directions.
I guess, but like it's. I always find it weird when it's like
fine whiskey.
Like, there's been an explosion in a meth lab. Yeah, it's like because the meth lab was in a bungalow and it was Jeff and Dave, and they're not scientists.
They just put it in beaker 5 when they should have put it in beaker 4.
They looked it up on the internet.
Yeah.
They're like, I could do science.
Achieve the impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what you're saying like before. Like, I could learn how to front flip.
Yeah.
I could traffic meth.
Yeah, that's Jeff. He makes meth so good, you'll sell your kids.
Have you ever had something that is overly addictive? Because I've had that with sugar. Not that I'd sell children for it, but that like you'll go to advanced lengths to do. Say like we were in a supermarket and we fancied nachos. I get the impression because of our combined energy, it'll be like, well, if they haven't got nachos here, we'll drive for 2 hours to find nachos.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get it. I don't think I've had that before. I think maybe when I was really deep on cigarettes, like I've walked a few miles to buy a pack before now. But like even that was a long time ago. And I think the closest I could potentially get now is when I ignore the nothing good happens after 2 a.m. rule when I'm out drinking. And like I get kicked out at like go home time. I'm like still awake and want to carry on.
Right.
Like it's that thing of like. But even then, nowadays, I'm like, no, I can't be asked. I guess I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed pissed off that I can't like find somewhere that's open or sell me booze.
Boogie.
But then it might have been like, but it might have been before that I'd have walked a few miles with a mate to a petrol station to buy a 4-pack of beer at like the end of a night like that. And by the time you get there, you're sober, and it's like this is.
Hasn't been worth it.
Can I just have some McCoys, please?
Paprika. I want to know what it tastes like. Yeah. No, well, yeah, I guess. If you went out on the piss and you like, oh, I really want a food, there'd probably be like, it's a bit of a trek.
That's the thing. I think the pull for me is always more food.
Yeah.
Like when you know there's nothing at home, or at the very least there isn't a kebab at home. It's like, well, let's find one.
It's jerky, but it's only 4 hours old.
Yeah.
Just go home and grow the chilies a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Come on.
So they'll be ready.
I've seen you fall asleep while eating a kebab.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think you were that drunk.
It's my happy place.
Just on your bed, you're just like,
yeah.
I think I'll just leave.
It's watching films at the end of the night and stuff. Like I'm actually a lot better now. I think it might just be because I'm sleeping more.
Have you made enough?
Yeah.
That's good.
But
6.5 hours sleep when you said you were sleeping that much, I'd be like,
well, that's still a regular occurrence for me. But like I'm gunning for sort of 7 to 7.5.
Yeah. Well, go for 8 because 8's the healthy one, isn't it?
It is.
I've read as well, but there's a whole problem with like it used to be eat 5 fruit and vegetables a day.
That's bollocks.
Apparently it's 10, like 8 vegetables and 2 fruit.
Sick of this shit.
It's to if you want to battle like heart disease and cancer. Apparently that's what it's meant to be.
Plenty of fucking veg.
Yeah. Well, the big one was people eating loads of fruit, and you go, no, don't eat all that fruit.
No. Like
it was just like, no, it's meant to be 5 vegetables and maybe a fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I only because I coincidentally found it on a site recently.
It's like when I was on about like that
kiwi.
When I was stuck on
blueberries,
like orange juice, like drinking like full cartons and stuff at the time. That you still do. And every carton is like, oh, a glass of this is like one of your 5 a day. It's like, well, I've had 5 cartons, so.
I do miss. I think that was one thing I was quite happy for. Is I think I grew up with a lot of vegetables.
Yeah,
because I love all vegetables.
Yeah, I think I have them with every meal, pretty much, apart from breakfast. Yeah, my breakfast is pretty vegetable.
Don't have mushrooms with your breakfast.
Don't like mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
there was a point when I remembered that I was like, Steve. But there was something about like I'm sure he'd like these mushrooms.
If you shove them on my plate, I don't like leaving food, so I will eat them. But like,
it was another friend. Sorry, an old housemate. We went out with the people we worked with for like a come round ours. We'll cook. We'll go round yours. You cook. Like us housemates and them housemates. And she didn't know that my friend hated mushrooms. So I can't remember what the dish is called, but I think it's just called mushrooms and rice. So it was just like you couldn't. Everywhere you looked, there was a lot of mushroom. Oh. I love mushrooms. So I was like, it's great. My mate was just like, oh.
Yeah, I couldn't have done that.
But I just like mushrooms, same reason as eggs, and because I don't like waste. I was like, I just ate them. I was like, oh, this is perfectly acceptable.
Just
this isn't like
thing.
There's
something deep within me that disagrees with the texture of a mushroom.
Depends how much you cook it, I think. Because like I'll eat a lot of stuff raw, but I wouldn't be a big fan of raw mushroom.
Oh no!
But like So I've cooked mushrooms differently now as I've changed the mushroom that I'm using to try and ensure that I eat more mushrooms, button mushrooms or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Just
that's
got a
the
longer
kind
shelf
of my
life.
mum and dad used to make with fry-ups and everything. And I'm still
Yeah.
like, no.
I've started using that. I'm like, yeah.
Can't do it. I like the flavour.
I like it.
I like the flavour. I got no problem with the flavour. You can grind it up and put it in a sauce. I'll use them in sauces to make them like more like earthy and more sort of savoury.
Well, is it the texture being too...
it feels like I'm biting into my thumb. It's just a little bit a give to it.
Right, and then it kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the
that's
mushroom.
the thing, like, it's because people are like, oh, it's kind of like meat. I'm like, yeah, but it's not exactly like meat, and it's that. it's that.
It's not exactly like alligator meat.
What's the word? What is it with things where you're looking at a robot and you're like, it's so close to being human?
Uncanny valley.
The uncanny valley. It's like that, but with meat and mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. A mushroom burger is not good.
Oh,
Even a halloumi burger, and I love halloumi.
I love halloumi.
But like a halloumi burger can be done very badly. It can be done beautifully, but it becomes more of a sandwich then.
Yeah.
Oh, is a hot dog a sandwich or is it a burger?
It's a fucking hot dog. Just eat it.
Yeah. It's just people love those riddles. It's like, is a hot dog a sandwich? No. Why? Because if you bought a sandwich, you could buy a hot dog sandwich,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be a hot dog. It would be a hot dog sandwich. Just get over it. Just please get over it.
It's like, is a burger a sandwich?
No.
No.
It's a burger.
It's just a...
You can have a burger sandwich.
Why does it fucking matter? Why are you having these? Just eat your fucking dinner.
It's like, there must be an answer. Not really. Just move on.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might get some zebra meat with some wings.
Oh, that's good.
We'll go through some stuff just to keep some structure, but I won't go through some of my larger ones. Fucking hell, an hour. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll keep these. Just something from the audience, I think, which I think is quite ambitious. A train in South Africa derailed because the tracks were stolen. I'm pretty sure it's South Africa. It's Mpumalanga, and it did say South Africa in it. But yeah, so someone just stole the train tracks. The train just fell off the track.
Well, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's always
metal.
There's always train heists, which in themselves are like odd, because it's like you can't. They know where you're going.
Yeah. Have you ever? I can't remember how much trains you've done or public transport. Have you had like the beggars on the trains, beggars on public transport? Have you experienced a lot of that?
Like in my, I was like, is he talking about City Skylines? Like, I've not seen that pop up. Once or twice, and I actually think it might have been while I was in London.
Right. It's very popular in London, obviously, because there's lots more public transport. But sometimes they're fine, sometimes they're funny. Obviously, if it's funny, I'll be more tempted to do stuff. One guy was doing like freestyle roast rap. So like, he would just walk down the carriage just insulting everybody with like a backing track. I was like, you can have a fiver, mate. Well done. This is good. But then you've got other people like, I'm really sorry, but can you please do this and please give me money? And it's like, obviously feel bad for these people, but it seems strange. I don't know whether they count as heists. Maybe they do. Why wouldn't you just derail a whole train if you were stealing something from the train, right? Because in the Wild Westerns, are they fighting the people on the train or people reacting to the train? They're fighting the people on the train, aren't they? Kill all the people. People were more decent back then. They didn't want to... Which is true as well, I reckon. Life is probably more valuable. It's still valuable now, it's just we're desensitized to it because of films.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot more of us.
Yeah, there's that as well.
It's seen as more expendable.
Well, there's the whole thing of in World War II, and I don't know how accurate this is because I can't necessarily believe it, but they did a poll of survivors and they said that most of the soldiers, and then like 80%, something crazy like that, wouldn't aim for the people they were shooting at because they didn't want to kill anybody.
Oh.
Because they didn't want to die. They didn't want other people to die. So if you were in a trench, you'd aim high is the phrase that they would use. You would just aim high, which is still successful in a combat situation.
Yeah.
Because people will surrender. But yeah, there was a reluctance to kill, even in something like World War II.
That's crazy.
Obviously artillery and shit like that. But
it makes sense.
Yeah. Again, I don't know how... I can't relate to it because I haven't been there. But like, there's also... You want to shoot them because they're shooting your friend, right? You would want to shoot them. But if there was a camaraderie that resulted in World War I football in a minefield,
Yeah.
then I imagine there is a human element of, the same way a medic would help an enemy soldier.
Yeah.
There's that feeling of this, we're all humans kind of thing.
Well, I imagine there's a certain futility to situations like that as well. It's like if you're against like another team in anything, and you've both had orders from upon high from people that you've never fucking met for something that you don't even care about, and you're just foot soldiers or whatever. Like even if you're like, let's say you're a football team and you've got a match or something. Like if the game's over, you'll go out for a pint. Like you didn't make the rules, you didn't make the game. Like you're not in charge of all that. Like you're just two people on the same field.
What was the film? There was a film I think about No, it was Band of Brothers. That's what it was.
Still not watched that. Vix keeps telling me to watch that as well.
You should definitely watch.
Yeah.
Well, did you? Yeah, you should. It was very well. It's very well done.
Yeah.
Maybe I tried to watch The Pacific and couldn't quite get into it, but I tried a few times to be fair. But I need to give it an honest try. But Band of Brothers is gold.
Yeah.
Like all the way through. Plus David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I heard he's an asshole in it.
Yeah.
Ace.
You got Simon Pegg. There's loads of England in it.
Simon Pegg?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I thought
Very minor role.
I was going to say, I thought it was before Spaced and that, wasn't
it? The latest, it was 2006, Band of Brothers. As in, I saw it because of, I saw it in 2009.
I suppose it would have been after Friends, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so which was 2004.
Or 4, was it?
When it finished, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Band of Brothers I couldn't recommend enough. Yeah. Man, it was really good. But yeah, in there, they're given orders to go on a very dangerous mission. And the orders are passed down, and it's like, but obviously, no one knows this, but we're signing a peace treaty tomorrow. So go out, have a drink, and just say that you didn't capture anybody, or you didn't do this. So like, there's the whole... People don't want to put people in danger anyway, whether it's your own men or other people, and it probably gets down. But yeah, that's why the Wild West people probably didn't derail trains.
Yeah. Because
they valued human life. And in South Africa, I guess it's less.
Just don't care.
Yeah, what do you think of South Africa?
In a way that's going to get me into trouble? Or like, I don't know.
In terms of calories.
Yeah. I don't know.
I heard recently there's 80% crime rate.
Yeah, South Africa's...
I don't know how true
I might be wrong about this because my geography and everything is pretty shit.
It's south of Africa.
Isn't South Africa where they've had a big regime change and they're trying... They've got a militia that's... Or a nationwide militia that's trying to give the land back to the black people, taking it from white farmers? Is that
maybe there was a Louis Theroux documentary?
Because there was a load of white farmers from South Africa that landed in like Australia or something as refugees essentially because they were kicked out of the country, and now all of the farms that they ran are failing under government rule, and then South Africa's going into a point of famine.
Well, if you've got an 80% crime rate,
it
seems crazy, right? It seems almost unbelievable.
But it seems like a crime rate like goes up in times of desperation, right?
That
seems
seems reasonable.
Yeah,
but still, it takes a lot of effort to steal a train track. I think.
Yeah.
It must be bolted in pretty seriously.
Yeah, and like you got to carry it off, like
multiple people.
On what? Oh, we'll put it on a train.
Oh no track.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could do it with a criminal train, I guess. But yeah, car maybe you could load it up a lorry. Maybe steal it, take it off. Don't know how much track was stolen.
I had such a distorted view when I was a kid of how big trains actually were because I had a model railway set. And
how am I going to fit in that?
And I had these little blokes that went next to it that were about the height of the train.
Right, yeah.
It was like, it's only a little track. And then you see the track and you stand on it and it's like, I mean, don't stand on the railway track.
No.
But like when you're actually next to it, I still have this flash to when I was a kid and it's like, that's a tiny little thing and it should be like nailed to a little wooden board and everyone should be safe.
Kept in the loft from time to time.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the Bluebell Railway?
I don't think so.
I think I had a unique insight into trains because I had a relative, I still technically have a relative who worked on trains.
Right.
So yeah, we went to Bluebell Railway, which is somewhere in the country, but had a Thomas the Tank. So I was happy.
Oh, that's decent.
And this was like younger than 8 years old or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Trains are cool. It's a weird midlife thing to accept.
Well, like living around Crewe's like a central station for like the rest of the country.
Train station in the country.
It's I don't know
busiest.
I don't know if it is it potentially the busiest. It's because it's so central. It's the one that every train just passes through.
Yeah.
So if you go to Crewe, you can get trains pretty much anywhere. But it also means that it's a massive attraction to train spotters. So you'll go up on like a weird day, just a random day, and like to go get a train, and there's like thousands of people in like fucking anoraks with little books and cameras and stuff. And it's like, oh, the B7249's pulling through. It's like, and it's just like it's like bird watching, I guess, but it's just like, well, that's just a standard electric train, isn't it?
Yeah.
like, oh no, it's a very special train.
Yeah, that was built. That had a different part that was intended.
I don't have a problem with that. Like that's it's what whatever you're into.
It's another form of addiction, I think. Because I've definitely got a very addictive personality. Hence why I want to go to war. Addicted to that kind of thing. But no, yeah, addictive personality in terms of I'll find something and I'll deep dive into it.
Yeah.
Hence why I think the reason I've said before about why I don't like some films and TV is that I can't deep dive into it. Because it's not complex enough. Right. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, I'll try and get into a scene, but there'll be a tree dancing around. And the whole scene is about this tree dancing. And I'm like, what else is there? They're like, the tree's just dancing. Watch the dancing tree. And I was like, I can't
Wasn't
get
that
immersed.
the end credits?
That was the end credits of the first one and the intro of the second one, I think.
Right, okay.
Because the joke was...
So it ruined it for you.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't immerse myself because I can't deep dive into it. But I have a problem. I'm trying to start tackling a new problem I've got of trying to think of an interesting way to
How would you feel
it.
if Predator started and finished with the Predator dancing?
See, that would be great. Because that would show that the creators had a sense of humor about it. Yeah. I think it's because and the reason is because it's trying to make it cute and adorable.
Yeah.
Obviously, things I don't have. I'm at war with myself. But yeah, they're trying to make it cute and adorable to make it as simplified as possible, and I can't dive into it. Predator's not that cute and adorable.
No.
And if you danced, it'd be all right. It'd be a laugh. Were you a big fan of Bill and Ted?
It took me by surprise that they've got a new one coming out. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking realize. No, like as in,
Weren't a big fan of the
I
originals?
don't like it. It passed me by. I've definitely seen it randomly at some Christmas at some point when I was younger, but like I cannot remember it at all.
There's certain points in it that I think you'd find hilarious. That are very much our sense of humor. I like the first two films, but I got in a discussion with someone about the new one because I watched the trailer and I was like, this feels like it was just milked. Like, I haven't seen it, but and then they were talking about how the other two Bill and Ted films are bad films. I was like, I'll agree that they're not like, was it Sundance?
Yeah.
Or kind of thing. But for the silliness that it was done quite well.
Yeah.
But it just feels like this one's kind of like
thing. It's like there's part of there's a little part of me that's like they could do another Wayne's World from at this point in their lives, but then there is like I'm not sure I want to see that. Like I like those two films and it holds like a special kind of place for me.
I think it could be done well.
Yeah.
But it's likely it would be done bad.
Yeah.
Because you're only playing for that cult market, and that cult market is probably quite small. As big as Wayne's World is to us.
Yeah.
I think the return on investment wouldn't be that huge.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't invest as much into it, and it would just be, let's just get all the Wayne's World gimmicks in there, and then it'll go.
Yeah.
And it's but yeah, I think they could. You can still do what you can continue the saga of loads of things well. It's just there's a tendency for people to just lean on the already existing thing. I think in the new Bill and Ted, this is just going to be waiting until the first person says, "No way, where did George Carlin go? Where's death? Where's this? Where's that?" And then it's going to be like, not enough.
Yeah.
But I was just interested because we haven't really spoken about Bill and Ted before. But yeah, so I got energy. I've got all this mental energy, hence why I can't get involved in addiction. Addicted, so I've got this mental energy, which is what helps my addiction, is I like to deep dive and stuff. So at the moment I'm trying to, let's say, for example, let's say it was playing guitar. At the moment, I could probably be addicted to guitar to the point where it would take up about 40% of my week. And I'm just thinking, like, if I stopped playing guitar for a month, then I could probably get a load of other stuff done, like mentioning charities. Right now, terrible things are happening to charities. They're being butchered by podcast hosts. Only one of them's diving into it because of guilt and shame for not doing it for the past 2 weeks, and the other one's it had too many calories. 0900 fucking charity. Not that funny. I'll write instead. I always thought I'd be good at improv, just not in a weird non-audience situation.
I kind of feel the same way, but I think what we do is improv, is it not?
Yeah. But I think it's
conversation.
Like, in that situation, it's like improving to a camera. It's like same as like doing stand-up in an empty room. I think
you would be, but as much as anything else, it's a muscle.
Yeah, I had higher hopes for the charity improvs, and it's just...
Like, there's people who...
caloриed all over the place.
There's people who are amazing guitar players, but they can't improv for shit.
This is true.
Like, it's a muscle. It's something you work.
Yeah,
Not the gym.
Not the gym, and not if you did, it would be your brain, more calories.
Yeah.
That train got derailed because of no tracks. That's where that was going.
And then the conversation got derailed by nonsense.
He's only gone and done it. Thrown in that reference right at the end. Anyway, so that's me this week.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Yeah, I could do more, but we've been...
Yeah.
There's stuff that I can keep, which feels weird.
I haven't got a scum. I've just got a few headlines, and I was expecting you to mention this because I saw it in a lot of places, so you probably see
I may have the note.
Go for it. Yeah. The FBI is investigating a pilot's report of a guy in a jetpack flying 3,000 feet in the air near planes in LAX.
No, I haven't heard about that. Because they've started. There's been interesting stuff with jetpacks been going on to the point. I think the English Army or something was investing in it, or something to do with Scotland, where there was like an Iron Man type jetpack thing that was going on. Didn't know I'll just try it at an airport. Nothing bad up there, right?
No, exactly. They showed a picture of like a guy in a jetpack. It wasn't this one because they don't know who this bloke was.
It's a mysterious jetpack.
Yeah, they got no idea. What they said was anybody who could afford a jetpack capable of doing this kind of thing would ordinarily be aware of the rules around where you can and can't fly. So it's a very expensive thing, and it's assumed that it could be some kind of weird, kind of rich philanthropist person. But I don't know. But yeah, just
Tony Stark stepped out of the screen.
Yeah, just leaving LAX. And 3,000 feet in the air. So it's like a kilometer.
Probably pretty high.
Like just you and a jet propelled thing under your feet.
Well, I think you've got to use arms, like Iron Man-esque, I think, because otherwise you're just a rocket, right?
Right, no, so the one they showed, I've seen the ones with the hands and stuff, and like that's actually quite cool, but the one they showed was like, it was a backpack, and then almost like a big chunky hoverboard thing that you stand on, and then the propulsion is all under your feet. So, and you're strapped into this thing.
Skateboarding into the sky.
Kind of, yeah. But like... I mean, I've got
obviously it is.
I've got to tell the government, and the government has to know when I'm flying a drone.
Because there was a similar thing.
Drone, not a bloke.
Yeah. Because there was a thing with a mysterious drone harassing an airport sometime in the last year.
And all the DJI ones have now got like geo fencing in it, so they won't take off if you're anywhere near an airport.
Right. They just crash to land if you drive into an airport.
They'll like if you
come back.
Well, like if you fly towards it, they'll just stop. Like they'll stop at a certain point. Like you're this far out.
That feels.
Yeah.
It's only a amount of time till they put that in you, right? Yeah, you just can't go beyond a certain point.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's bound to happen. If they can do it with drones, they can do it with you.
I'm a drone. We are one in the same.
We are the Borg.
Yeah.
I reckon they could do that. Oh. Yeah, no, there's loads of stuff we wanted to talk about. We'll talk about it next week.
Oh.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Did you see I'll touch on it a little bit later, but did you see the Elon Musk brain chip?
I haven't seen anything new.
Yeah, they've successfully...
my camera's died.
No, Elon Musk.
Sorry.
He turned it off.
for you this week. Yeah, sorry, Elon Musk, brain chip.
Elon Musk, yeah, sorry, battery died. He successfully put brain chips inside pigs.
Okay.
And been able to monitor them without any adverse effects. And it involves cutting out, I think it's like a 2p piece of your skull and putting a chip in it.
Okay.
And now it's wireless.
Wireless pigs.
Yeah,
what a world.
Pig fact. Yeah.
Pig fact. There you go.
Yeah. They've and there's potential good use for it in terms of monitoring data and stuff like that. Yeah. The pigs are taking control. One. So yeah, I reckon in that you could put a geofence in there somehow.
Geofence and a pig. Yeah, it'd be like those.
But the idea is they're going to put them in people.
The shock collar things for a dog. Like you have a fence.
Yeah.
And if it strays past a certain point, it gets a shot. I hate the idea of that.
Yeah. Probably not a pain thing, just to control your movements. It gives you temporary arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they want to put it into people. And Elon Musk said something along the lines of, I might have one in me right now. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
While he's taking over the world.
I'm the Borg.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm all for that. I think it'd be cool.
I'm all for it happening because stuff like that will lead to advancements. I cannot pretend I'm not squeamish about it being done to me.
Guess it would depend on what it would do, but obviously the bad effects aren't going to come into action until everyone's got one, right?
Yeah,
it'll be like, look, do this. It'll measure your blood sugar levels. So you can monitor your vitamin levels,
like,
your calorie levels.
Have you ever played like Plague? A little game where you're a virus and you have to you evolve and try and spread yourself as widely as possible. Well, the best way to win that game is to spread yourself throughout the entirety of humanity and then start evolving the symptoms that actually kill people.
Yeah. Because there'll be all the benefits of nutritional health, all that kind of stuff, and then it'll be like, and we can control the prisoners. Like, what? Well, that's good. I can get behind controlling the prisoners and the potential prisoners. Aren't we all potential prisoners? Yeah. Potential prisoners. Turn down, turn off.
We don't need a prison system anymore because you've all got houses.
Yeah.
And we can just keep you there.
But the only thing I can hope for is that the bad effects happen for the next generation and not me. So like we get all the good stuff and then over time, because they'll introduce all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Well, how old do you want to be?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? What they say, the first 1,000-year person has been born or something.
Really?
There was an old saying from a while ago. Yeah. Just because of medical advancements and stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, that was the other thing, is the chip can record all your memories.
Right.
And therefore you can live forever. I think that was the thing that was going on. Is that further down the line, if you've got a chip in your brain, you can technically... But then that's the whole transporter Star Trek argument, isn't it? Of like... Is it the same person, or are you just another person who's had the... What was the other one? The Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale film was good, I think, from memory. It was like a period piece magic film.
I can't remember.
The Executioner. No, The Exhibitionist. Something like that. Anyway. Yeah, so chips coming in.
Yeah. Well, I've got a few more. I'll do one more.
All right.
Which one? Oof. All right, let's go with that one. An Oklahoma City man has been arrested for going through a Taco Bell drive-thru naked, stating that his clothes were in the wash.
What did you want me to do? I'm hungry.
Christopher Sale, 61, was in his vehicle in the drive-thru completely naked. Sale paid for his order at the restaurant and then reportedly asked the employees for an additional taco. He then asked for more sauce, still not leaving the drive-thru. Sale then asked for napkins after receiving the sauce and then eventually left the drive-thru, only to come back and ask for more sauce for his food. When police were able to detain Sale, he told them that he was hungry, which is fair, and that all of his clothes were in the wash. He also stated to the police that he didn't know it was against the law to drive naked.
Of course he did.
It's just
that's why he stayed.
Stay for as long as possible.
Well, he was why is nobody reacting the way that I want them to react? How about I ask for some sauce so they can look at me again and I'll try and make eye contact with them?
Yeah,
and napkins,
like an extra and then come back.
And be like, exactly.
More sauce.
Just wanted to get caught.
Yeah,
typical cannibal killer. They always want to find themselves in their own thing.
But he's like 61. Maybe his wife died or something. He just wants
Oh yeah, I'm
validate me.
Look at my naked driving body.
I want tacos.
More tacos, napkins. Yeah, anything you can do to stay sane, really, even if it is being a little bit insane.
Yeah. Plus, if you're arrested at 61, what does it really matter?
What if you're going to live to 1,000?
Yeah. He's the bloke. He's the one.
Tacos and nudity.
Naked Taco Dave. He's gonna live
That's the
for
way it
1,000
starts.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got arrested at 61, and I've been in prison ever since. It's fucking boring.
Yeah. Now it's just loads of microchipped pigs walking around.
Yeah. Well, that could be it as well. Like, if you've got like the first 1,000-year guy that's been born, or girl, or like however it is. Probably is a woman, because women statistically live longer than men, I think.
By about 1,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah. What if the guy or girl is in prison?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
and she's got one of those stupid long stacked sentences that you see in papers. Like, she's going to be in prison for 400 years. It's like, well, be dead in a few years. Like, but like, no, she actually lives out a sentence, gets out at 400 years old. No,
fit as a fiddle.
450 years old, because she didn't go in at 1 year old. That is a naughty baby.
Do you know Koreans
killed a lot of people?
Do you know South Koreans are actually a year younger than they claim?
Do they count their birthday from a different date or something?
Yeah,
that's
they start at 1 when you're born.
Oh, they're born. They're born
1.
Right. Okay.
Which is, somewhat, you could argue either way, really. You've been around for 9 months, maybe.
Yeah.
1 is the start of numbers. We don't go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in anything else. But it means that, if you're 33 South Korean,
I always have
England, you're 32.
I guess it's like working out centuries and stuff, isn't it? I always have to think about that, because the 19th century is the 1800s.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the year that ended in... It's like the German for time. Do you know how Germans do time? If you say 2:30, in the UK it's 2:30, 2:30.
Yeah.
And in Germany it's 2:30.
Yeah.
Half until 2. So, makes sense. But yeah, I just found it interesting. Like you are 1 now.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
So like 2:30 in Germany is half an hour to 3. I think
half an hour to 2. So it's 1:30.
Okay.
2:30 in Germany is 1:30.
Yeah.
2:30 or something. I think that is anyway. From being a bit backward. But it's the same thing, it's different language. The end on a laugh.